I'm going to show you how to make a typical cold Moroccan couscous salad with a rice cooker. Just like making rice, you add your ingredients, equal amounts, couscous to water. As you can tell, I don't measure precisely. So I'm going to do about 1 of these and a half couscous, and then keep it on there. Then I'm going to add 1 and a half water. If you like, you can add chicken bouillon just like you would with rice. If you like a chicken flavor in your couscous, and add the water. You can go ahead and turn it on cook. We'll stir it up a little bit. And it doesn't quite take as long as rice takes to cook in the rice cooker, so just watch it. You might want to stir it 1 time when you're cooking. You're going to need a can of tuna. This is a really big can. It doesn't have to be that big. A can of corn, some mayonnaise, some mustard, olive oil, garlic, salt and pepper to taste, and lemon juice, fresh lemon. I'm out of lemon, so I'm just going to use the true lemon powder because it lasts forever. So you cook your couscous, and when it's done, you fluff it with a fork. You mix all your wet ingredients together, no precise measuring, and just enough to kind of wet it and give it flavor. Sometimes you want to add more lemon in the end because that's what really makes the dish. We'll show you the finished product as soon as it's done. You can serve it hot out of the cooker, but it's really good cold, and I have eaten this many times in Morocco. Kind of seems like a modern version Moroccan couscous salad. I decided to go ahead and reconstitute some dehydrated onions, and we're going to add some tomatoes. That's also common. Some people in my family won't eat tomatoes or onions, but I thought I'd better go ahead and make it with all of the ingredients. And if you have olives, chop them up finely also. I do not have any olives today, so we're going to skip olives, but it does add a great flavor and color. We're going to add the wet ingredients, which no precise measurements. Sometimes you want to add a little olive oil, extra olive oil later. Pour that olive oil in, show you about how much that is in this little container. And we'll do a couple squirts of mustard. Doesn't really take that much. Not a lot of people like mustard. You can skip it if you don't like mustard. It does add more flavor. You can use fresh garlic. I don't have any garlic on hand. I'm just going to scoop a little bit in there. Depending on how much you like garlic, you can add more or less. Press your own fresh garlic if you have it. And we're going to add some mayonnaise. Or Miracle Whip. This is actually whipped salad dressing. I just prefer that. I don't know, I'm guessing maybe it's a half a cup. A cup. Kind of depends how much couscous you make. We'll save that spoon. And I'm going to pour in some of the lemon. It's a powdered lemon. Usually you have to adjust that towards the end, how much you put in there. And just a little salt. You can skip salt, but it does help with the flavor. Pepper. I usually put a little in there. I never really can notice the difference that much with pepper. So then you stir up your wet ingredients. I would probably use at least 1 full lemon juice squeezed for this dish. It actually tastes really well with a lot of lemon. So now we're going to move over to the big pot. We have that all stirred up, and our onions are reconstituting. Since they were dehydrated, they take a little while to rehydrate. So now we're moving over to the pot. I'll go ahead and dump in a can of tomatoes, can of corn, and you can do tuna tuna or canned chicken. You can use leftover chicken from a chicken that you cook. You can skip the meat. I know my kids will eat tuna. Using a clean spoon. In Morocco, they actually use tuna whenever I ate this dish. So now we're going to mix in our wet ingredients. You have it all stirred up really nicely. Probably need a bigger spoon, but chop up your tuna. The baby is happy. She says it smells yummy. I think the big kids don't think the tuna smells yummy, but this is a really good dish. So just chop it up and stir it up. Makes it a lot easier to coat all the couscous if we get this part mixed up and stirred up first. So we're going to pause. Oh, here we go. The couscous is done. If you will pan on the couscous, show the couscous. And I'm going to get a big fork. There is the couscous. It actually cooked the whole session. Ooh, it's hot. Perfect couscous. So we have that all stirred up. Now we're going to add the couscous. I fluffed it with a fork. My kids stole some of it. There's not quite as much in there as when I first made it. They like it plain. So you can fluff with a fork, you can let it cool off and fluff with your hands. 3 hungry children, I don't get to fluff it very much. So now we're going to chop it up a little bit. Is that good couscous? And stir it up. You can let it cool or you can serve it hot. I would wait and add the olives at the end. We didn't add the onions because my husband won't eat onions. But the onions are really delicious in this dish. This one looks like it's a little runny. Probably could add more couscous to it if the kids wouldn't have stolen it, but it's okay. They need to eat lunch and they love it. Couscous is pretty messy. It rolls all over the counter. So we're going to come over here to the plate. Some runaway couscous on the plate. And get a close up. Delicious couscous salad. Serve it as a side.